everyone. Namaste. Guff Gaff को yet another episode मा सबैजनालाई स्वागत छ. आज हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो एकदमै नजिकको प्यारो मान्छे. By profession he is a doctor. उहाँ चाहिँ primary care physician हुनुहुन्छ and he specializes in family medicine. Today we have Dr. Ronin Dahal. Ronin, welcome to Guff Gaff.
Thank you.
आजको हाम्रो टपिक चाहिँ healthy living style हो. अनि आज चाहिँ हामी यसो क्याजुअल गफ गफ गर्नेछौँ. हाउ टु बी हेल्दी अनि हाउ टु इट हेल्दी त्यसकै बारेमा यसो गफ गफ गर्नेछौँ. सो अब स्टार्ट गरिहालौँ है. यो न्युट्रिसन लेभल हेर्दाखेरि अर इन्ग्रिडियन्ट्स लिस्ट हेर्दाखेरि होइन देयर आर टु थिङ्स द्याट आई वान्ट टु टक अबाउट. अनि हाई फ्रुक्टोज कर्न सिरप देखेपछि चाहिँ डु वी निड टु बी स्केयर्ड?
You don't need to be scared, but you should be aware, you know, and you should avoid it. It's not going to necessarily cause a lot of harm. That's just extremely highly processed, ultra processed food bans. I know it's ultra processed sugar. High fructose corn syrup, they essentially take the corn and take all of the helpful, beneficial parts of the corn and they just process it until it's just a super, super sweet, just glucose, you know. And that's good because it makes it cheaper for them to mass produce these foods. It's not good for you because you're just eating essentially tinikozol, right? So yeah, you should avoid it. If a food has on the top 3 ingredients, high fructose corn syrup, you should put it down and go for something else.
Okay, that's good.
I would avoid it.
So अर्को ingredient list मा चाहिँ MSG.
Yeah.
How scared do we need to be if we see MSG?
Yeah. So there's a little bit of good news I'll bring because I've been saying don't eat this, don't eat that.
Yeah.
Eat MSG. There's nothing wrong with MSG. So
eat MSG, right?
Eat MSG. Obviously, everything in moderation. And ekdamai धेरै MSG पनि is not good for you. But if you're putting MSG like tarkarima, momo, stuff like that, it's fine. Go get it. It's a lot of really good umami flavor, and dishes it really brings out a lot of good flavor. So use MSG in your cooking. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to cause you any harm. Actually, about the origins of your MSG ko fear mongering, has some pretty racist ideology. US when they were discriminating against the Japanese and the Chinese. त्यहाँबाट सुरु भएको हो actually MSG उनीहरूले खान्छन्, this is not good भनेर त्यहाँबाट सुरु भएको हो. तर really scientifically speaking MSG is not going to cause you harm. Actually most of the foods you eat have MSG. Tomatoes are high in MSG naturally.
Tomato?
Yeah. So MSG भने खालि त्यो umami flavor हो हैन, just mushrooms, that kind of Japanese cooking मा धेरै MSG हरू हुन्छ. There's nothing harmful with it. Chips have a lot of MSG. I know Lay's, Cheetos, all those things have MSG. So those things are not good for you. So I would avoid those, on a regular basis. Thought MSG is not going to cause harm. So kanikurama, you can use MSG to your liking.
That's a very good news.
Yeah, that's a little bit of good news I bring to you guys today.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really good. Okay, because MSG makes lots of difference in the kind of flavor.
It does, yeah. I use MSG at Karma. I use it all the time.
अनि जेमा हाल्दा पनि हुन्छ कि लाइक सर्टेन लिमिटेसनमा खाँदा हुन्छ कि के छ त्यस्तो?
No, I mean every single meal if you add a lot of MSG, I mean again, everything in moderation. I know you can use it every day and you'll be fine. The point where MSG starts harming you is pretty high. Like regularly you're not going to reach those levels.
Oh, okay.
So you can आरामले खायो हुन्छ essentially.
Really good news, है. अनि यसको चाहिँ reels पनि बनाउने हो.
त्यो सिरियलमा MSG हाल्नु.
Oh no, त्यस्तो त हुँदैन है. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay.
अब मोमो बनाउँदाखेरि I never skip the MSG. That's it.
Fried rice, momo.
Yes, fried rice you have to have MSG. अब if you're making fried rice and you put oyster sauce and soy sauce, that does the same job. So you might not need it. अब त्यो त्यस्तो कुकिङमा चाहिँ if you already have umami, तर अब MSG चाहिँ मैले MASU BHAT बनाउँदाखेरि I always use a little bit of MSG. बिरयानी बनाउँदाखेरि पनि I use a little bit of MSG. MOMO चाहिँ that's my number one key. I feel like people are scared to use MSG, so I'm gonna MOMO बनाउँदाखेरि everyone's like, oh, this tastes a little different. Yeah, MSG.
MSG.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Don't be scared of MSG.
No, I have so many friends, yeah?
Yeah.
They're scared. Oh, MSG. No, होइन. Oh, MSG हाल्यो तिमीले भनेर धेरैले भन्छ होइन. सो अनि मैले यो रिसर्च पनि गरिरहेको थिएँ, धेरै भिडियोजहरू पनि हेरेको थिएँ होइन. अनि I came to know MSG is not that bad.
No,
तर after listening from an expert, use गर्नुहोस् है सबैजना MSG. अनि even for pregnant ladies, MSG is okay?
Yeah, it's totally fine. So the level of MSG where you start seeing harm is 30 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. If you are a 60 kilogram pregnant woman, you would have to eat 180 milligrams of MSG before you would even start seeing adverse effects. That's a lot. So you're not going to reach those levels. It's safe.
All right, this is a very good news for everyone, है. MSG खाँदा हुन्छ होइन, अब एक्सपर्टले नै भनिसकेपछि होइन. So you can use MSG अनि MSG देखेर त्यस्तो स्केयर हुनु चाहिँ पर्दैन.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch the gears होइन.
Yeah.
अब let's talk about exercise.
So I think if if diet and exercise got into a fight, diet wins, right? Generally speaking, for health, diet wins. But exercise is about preserving quality of life. I know we live in very advanced times where you're not gonna die early, right? Zati chronic condition bhayo भने पनि modern medicine has gotten really good at keeping people alive. So where exercise comes in is quality of life. I know, like I said, 30 years when थालेपछि your muscles start deteriorating. Not deteriorating, a scary word but your muscle starts breaking down at a higher rate when you turn 30 years old. And when you don't have good muscle mass, bone strength पनि down हुन्छ हैन. So that's why you see a lot of these अब हाम्रो कल्चरको कुरा गर्ने भने Nepali men get to their 50s and they're like, oh, अब बुढो भयो हैन, अब रिटायर हुने आरामले म काउचमा बस्ने हो, म बुढो भएँ. That starts in the 50s, right? 50s is the new 30s. You shouldn't be doing that. You have to keep working out, specifically resistance training, weightlifting, because muscle jati strong bhayo, first of all, you prevent breakdown of your muscle, and because of that, your bones will be stronger. किनभने सबै muscle attach हुने भने bone मा हो हैन. And when you have a good amount of muscle mass and that pulls on the bone, that makes the bone stronger. Bone density stronger हुन्छ, and therefore your health will be better. Exercise को benefit गर्न थाल्यो भने त we could, again, that could be another 6-hour podcast where we talk about different benefits of Alzheimer's मा benefit हुन्छ exercise ले, insulin resistance मा ठुलो benefit हुन्छ हैन, weight मा ठुलो benefit हुन्छ, cardiovascular health मा benefit हुन्छ. Exercise has a million different benefits. It's the best medicine you could take besides your diet, right? Food is the best medicine we have. The second best medicine we have is exercise, and every other medicine that pharmaceutical companies make is third, is very far, far away, I would say. So yes, exercise has a huge role, and I just think it's something we just need to tweak a little bit. Because when we think exercise, I think we just think, morning walk ma jane ani dinner खाएपछि walk ma jane 15 minute को लागि exercise भइहाल्यो. That's where we go wrong, I think, in our culture.
Yeah, that was my another question. Yeah. So what type of exercise that we need to do, हैन?
What type of exercise, हैन? अब exercise मा I think one of the biggest things we do as a Nepali community is morning walk मा गएको छ अनि खाना खाएपछि आधी घण्टा walk गराएछ, टन्नै exercise भयो भनेर we are satisfied with that. And that's not necessarily good. I mean, it's good because you're moving, हैन? Any movement is good. तर resistance training चाहिँ चाहिन्छ. Everyone needs to do resistance training. Resistance training भने essentially weightlifting, हैन? Resistance training र cardio दुईटै चाहिन्छ, is a key component to good exercise plan. So what's a good way to do that, हैन? हप्तामा 5 दिन exercise गर्नु छ भए, maybe you start with 3 days of doing cardio and 2 days of resistance training, हैन? That's an easy way to get into it. I would say the best way to do it is actually 6 days a week exercise गर्ने. 3 days you do cardio, 3 days you do weightlifting, and one day you take a rest day. I know. So a typical program could be Monday you go to the gym and you lift. Tuesday you do cardio. Cardio can be anything, whatever is fun to you. Neighborhood, ma walk garna man sabe at a fast pace you go on a walk. You don't do a leisurely like aram go walk. You walk fast enough that you're kind of out of breath. I know. And then weightlifting is another scary thing for a lot of people. I know. I've heard this a lot, and it always cracks me up. People don't want to lift weight because they're afraid of looking too bulky. Okay? There's people who are in the gym for 2 years, 3 years, and they're still not bulky. So aligati gaera, you starting working out is not going to make you bulky. It will make you toned, you'll have good muscle mass, and it will make you look better. I know. So resistance training is very, very important because muscle mass बढ़छ, your bones will be stronger, your risk of falls as you get older will go down. I know. And it helps a lot with your insulin sensitivity. किनभने जति muscle mass जिउमा हुन्छ, muscle actually helps take in sugar. I know त्यो receptor बढ्यो भने that only gives you more benefit. So my biggest thing I would say is add weightlifting to your workout regimen at least 2 days a week. I know. We live in the age of AI. It's so easy to get a simple weightlifting plan. You can just go say, I am a 45-year-old male, I weigh 200 pounds, and I want a simple workout regimen 3 days a week. Make it very simple. This is the equipment I have. It will give you a workout plan, right? So do that, but definitely do some sort of weightlifting.
And is there a limit on cheat day? Like my cheat day, it lasted for almost 3 years now. Yeah. So is there a limit of cheat day?
Yeah. No, I think cheat days are important. But I think, we can eliminate cheat days, is my opinion. If you do it in moderation, you can have, like, say you really like pizza, you can designate Friday as your pizza day. And, maybe you eat extra fiber that day, or you eat a little bit less of something else, but you should give your body the foods that you love. Restricting the foods you love is not a good way to live a healthy lifestyle. I think a lot of the time healthy khana ko कुरा गर्दाखेरि people just get off, healthy खाने कुराको कुरा गर्दाखेरि मान्छेहरूलाई you think like, I don't want to talk about this, because you think you have to give up the foods you love, and you don't. You just have to eat it in moderation, right? Like, you can't eat samosa every day, like fried samosa every day. But if you give yourself 1 day a week, you should have no guilt about eating the foods that you love. Ice cream man parcha bhai, you eat your ice cream, because if you don't, then it'll be even harder. So that's a key component, is to have balance in life, right? 80% of the time, if you're good, you can give yourself the other 20% to do the things you love. You can't restrict yourself from doing things you love, whether it's diet, whether it's anything, right? You have to do the things you love.
So, suppose like I play sports, right? About once a week, let's say, is playing sports, soccer, once a week, is that enough for exercise?
No, it's not. It's, first of all, it's only cardio, right? So it's really good cardio. It's one of the best things you can do is play soccer, but once a week is just not enough. If you're playing 150 minutes of soccer just that one time a week, technically you've hit the requirement, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But, so there's actually a study I'll refer to. Sedentary lifestyle is actually worse than cigarette smoking for your health. Right? So if Saturday मात्रै म जान्छु 2 घण्टा सकर खेल्छु तर अरु दिन चाहिँ म दिनभरि बसेर काम गर्छु, and then काम सिधेपछि काउचमा बसेर मुभी हेर्छु, and I don't move at all, that's really harmful for your body, right? Human beings are meant to move. We are not meant to be sitting sedentary. I know evolutionally गर्दाखेरि we've advanced so far that we have all these creature comforts and Netflix and really comfy couches that as human beings, we're meant to be moving all the time. I know. So you cannot let go of that. Being sedentary is the most unhealthy thing you can do for yourself. I always say, to my patients, motion is lotion for your joints. and it is. You know, a lot of times when people have arthritis, that's another big problem in our community. Arthritis भयो मेरो घुँडा दुख्छ सो म हिँड्दिनँ भनेर मान्छेहरू धेरै बस्छन् हैन. And I've had this in my family too. You know, I one of the biggest reasons I wanted to come on this podcast and talk to you was because I see it so much in my own family where they're like, oh, arthritis गर्दाखेरि मेरो घुँडा दुख्छ so म हिँड्न सक्दिनँ. But it's like, no, actually, the more you move it, the better it is, right? Literally, motion is lotion for your joints. So movement is very, very important. So एक दिन हप्तामा एकचोटि सकर खेल्छु 2 घण्टाको लागि, अरू दिन चाहिँ म बस्छु भनेर मिल्दैन. You have to add movement everywhere you can. Park a little bit farther in the grocery store. I know if you work from home, every hour take a break, go up the stairs, go up and down the stairs 3 or 4 times. You know, that's very, very good for you.
So yeah, we talked about exercises, हैन. अब कसरी स्टार्ट गर्ने त एक्सरसाइज कहाँबाट, like you said about like hit the gym, हैन.
Yeah.
But it's very scary to go into the gym and start right away. अब कसरी चाहिँ स्टार्ट गर्दा ठीक हुन्छ होला?
Honey, yeah, that's a big thing to step into a gym if you've never done that, and kiki tultulo weight huncha, tultulo mansehru huncha, so it's a scary thing. I think beginner, I know if you've never lifted weights before, I think the best way to do it is a whole body routine. I know about weightlifting ma kiki huncha, you know, some people do push pull legs, some people do upper body lower body split. I know, but I think generally starting out go ahead, say you just kind of do a whole body workout. So target every big muscle group, you know. To target your chest, the best thing to do is a chest press. You know, chest press machine huncha. Beginner ko लागि to go to free gym ma gayo भने एउटा free weight ko section huncha र एउटा machine ko section huncha. You know, free weights is like dumbbells, barbells. That can be a little scary when you're first starting out. किनभने dumbbell every huncha, barbell every huncha. So I would suggest for a beginner starting in the machines. You know, machine ma jane, you start with a chest press machine. You know, you do a couple of sets of this to target your chest, and that also works on your tricep, I know. And then you go to the bicep curls, dumbbell or you can use the machine. For the back, doing the overhead pull down is good. The row is also good, the machine where you grab it in the front and you just pull back. And then the best for your legs is number 1 squat. You know, squat ko pani machine huncha. And then, you know, we've hit the upper body, we've done biceps, we've done triceps, we've done legs, and the other thing it would be shoulder. So you're a shoulder press ko machine pani huncha, you know. And like I said before, you could if you go into, I say ChatGPT, I know, go into ChatGPT and say, I'm a beginner starting to work out, I'm going to work out 3 days a week, give me a 3-day-a-week plan, whole body workouts only, and give me only machine workouts. I know. And then the other thing is weight machine agara basyo, and you look at the weights and you're like, what kati weight garne, I know. So suru ko hundakheri chai pick one of the lower weights, I know. If you can do 10 to 12, let's say 10 to 15 reps with that weight and it feels pretty light, you can go up on the weight. So generally I would say 10 choti lift garदाखेरि by number 8 and number 9 you should be struggling a little bit. Like it shouldn't just be going super smoothly. Number 8, number 9, number 10 choti lift garदाखेरि you should have to give it a little bit of extra effort, you know. And the key is, say you go to the chest press and you did 40 pounds of chest press, you know. The next time you go back, you don't start at 40. You start 45. So the key to weightlifting is progressive overload. And a progressive overload when muscle light, you just give it more and more weight as you go. And that stimulates the muscle to grow bigger. Don't be scared that you're going to look like a bodybuilder starting tomorrow. It would take you years of consistent working out to start looking bulky like a bodybuilder, right? So you don't be scared that you're going to look like a bodybuilder. It will give you muscle tone. You'll look better in your clothes, I know. The other thing to watch out for exercise गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ, say about diet exercise को plan सुरु भयो हैन, and you're really tracking your weight and you have been exercising, you know, a couple times a week for a month or 2 months, and you go step on the scale and you're expecting, you know, 20-pound weight loss भयो, but you look at the scale and you're still where you were 1 month ago. That's not a bad thing, because muscle weighs muscle is more dense than fat. I know. And when you start lifting weights and your muscle gets bigger, you start losing fat as well. You burn fat. So you're getting slimmer, but you're putting on muscle, so your weight stays consistent, or your weight might even go up. Tonna muscle put on by that's your weight might actually go up, but where you notice the difference is the way your clothes fit. I know your pant size might start going down. I know your shirts start fitting you better. Your face starts looking different. I know, so don't be discouraged by the number on the scale. That's one thing that I think a lot of people kind of lose motivation. I know scale ma herio weight ga tala ga chaina ke garnu baro je man lai त्यही खान्छु आरामले Netflix हेरेर बस्छु, then you go back. So yeah, it's important not to be discouraged by the number on the scale.
So if you start exercising after a while हैन के भन्छ सोर हुन्छ नि मसल एकदमै बडी एकदमै सोर हुन्छ अनि discouragement त्यहाँबाट आउँछ जस्तो लाग्छ क्या सोर भएपछि हैन so soreness may you keep on continuing.
Yeah, so a lot of time that happens. It's called delayed onset muscle soreness. It's called delayed onset muscle soreness. Yeah, it's just because you haven't used it. I know it's kind of crazy about, say you're someone who works out every day. I know एक हप्ताको लागि if you don't work out, your muscles start deteriorating. I know, because it's use it or lose it. So when you don't use it, you start losing it. So if you just haven't used your muscles, your muscle doesn't know how to clear the lactic acid that builds up. Workout गर्दाखेरि त्यो सबै byproductहरु जुन हुन्छ muscle clear गर्दैन राम्रोसँग, and that's where you get the soreness. I know. Couple of ways to fight that is म जिममा गएँ अब I just listened to this podcast, I'm gonna go look really good now. Whenever you go and you put on 60 pounds, don't do that. Start at 30, right? Do a lighter weight, ease into it, and just keep a limit. I know maybe the first week or two that you go to the gym, you're not going to come out, being ready for a bodybuilding competition. Just start slow. You will still be sore. I know there's certain exercises. Biceps go garदाखेरि, that's when actually you get the most sore. Biceps go workout गरेपछि यहाँ ठ्याक्कै धेरै जनाको लागि एकदम धेरै दुख्छ, and that makes you want to stop. So as long as it's not a sharp pain, as long as it's a soreness, you keep going. I know that stuff will go away, and when you start working out consistently, that soreness will slowly start to go away. You will still have it. If you're someone who consistently works out, you know what happens when you have a really good leg day and you're struggling to sit on the toilet or you're struggling to walk up and down the stairs. That happens. That's a natural thing. I know when you work out, you're kind of ripping the muscle jun fiber, you're tearing those fibers because they come back stronger. So that's a natural thing. Soreness is natural. Now, if you start having sharp pain, then you should stop and you consult a doctor and make sure everything is okay. But as long as you're just sore and it's not sharp and painful, keep going.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talked about gym and all the weight lifts हामीले कुरा गर्यौं हैन, तर natural workout, for example, like yoga, हैन?
Yeah.
Can yoga replace gym?
Yoga is amazing. I think everyone should do yoga. That's another component of exercise हामीले धेरै neglect गर्ने, which is flexibility, right? जति strong भए पनि, जति cardiovascular health भए पनि, you get into trouble a lot because flexibility छैन, हैन? And that's how injuries happen too. When you're not flexible, you get injured. So yoga is very crucial. Personally, I'm not going to say that yoga replaces weightlifting. I do think you need to weightlift as well, but yeah, I'm not going to say that you can replace weightlifting with yoga. Yoga is still really good at strength training. So there is. So if you're going to do one thing and you decide, hey, I'm only going to do yoga, it's fine. It's still better than not working out. But I would encourage adding, even if it's 2 days, alikati weightlifting, you should do it. Yeah.
So in our culture भनौँ न, हाम्रो नेपाली सोसाइटीमा gym weightliftsहरु भनेको morely towards like younger generation को लागि भन्छ नि त.
Yeah.
How about the older generation? Yeah. You talked about like 50 cross गरेपछि नि hit the gym, do the workout.
Yeah.
तर एउटा example हैन, family man, husband, wife, kids छ हैन, kids को activitiesहरु हुन्छ daily हैन. They don't have time to hit the gym every day. All they can do is walk, walk for half an hour. हामी अब यस्तो मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ जिमको रुटिनलाई चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ एडजस्ट गर्न सक्छ त हाम्रो लाइफस्टाइलमा?
Yeah. Going to your first point, I know the older you get, the more important it is to do like weightlifting. I know strength training exercise gets more important with age. The older you get, the more muscle loss you have and the less dense your bones are. So bone strength, so that goes down and your muscle strength also goes down and your muscle size also goes down. So that it's more important. Like if you're in your 60s and 70s, yes, you should be lifting weights. That is important. That doesn't mean you need to go to LA Fitness and get a gym membership.
Exactly.
I know. Like you said, you have kids. Let's say you have 2 kids at home. They're young. They're 5, 6 years old. You're super busy. You don't even have time to make it to the gym. Body weight exercise pani huncha. Like you can do resistance training with just using your body weight. I know. Chest press machine khojna jana chaina bhaye you do push-ups, right? If you are too weak to do a push-up, normal style push-up cha bhaye you can get on your knees and do an assisted push-up and eventually work your way up. I know. Yo esto exercise program pani cha. And again, I go back to ChatGPT. Go there and say, make me a 3-day-a-week workout routine using body weight exercises only. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. It's you can sneak it in. I know. And the other thing I'll say is like do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, and 10 minutes there. There's your 30 minutes. I know. So body weight exercise as a you wake up in the morning before you sit down for work, do 10 push-ups. Right? And then this is actually a good way to break up my sedentary lifestyle is more dangerous than smoking. I know. You're sitting at your desk. Every hour, you can even set an alarm. I know. Every hour you get up and you do like 5 to 10 push-ups. I know. That's strength training. That's weightlifting, right? Body weight garna milcha squats, right? Utbas garne. Every 2 hours you can go do 10 wata utbas. I know. That's really good for your back, for your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your calf. That's one of the best exercises you can do is just do some squats. And once you get strong enough, do some squats with a dumbbell. I know. You just add more weight. तर body weight ले पनि गर्न मिल्छ. There's no excuse, really. Like
अनि अब उठबस गर्ने भनेको त हामी नेपालीहरु त सानैदेखि अब you grew up here, we grew up in Nepal. उठबस त हामी सानैदेखि गर्ने हो के. अब स्कुलमा नै उठबस गर्नु पर्थ्यो हैन. असाइनमेन्ट गरेन भने त उठबस हुन त कान समातेर हैन.
के हाम्रो नेपालमा बोर्न भयो भने कति उठबस गर्यो.
के हो?
कति उठबस गरिन्थ्यो स्कुलमा त झन्.
के हो? Hey, nice. Yeah. I thought you were born here and grew up here.
No, I came here when I was in 4th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was always the troublemaker. So उठबस त धेरै गरिन्थ्यो स्कुलमा.
So yeah, उठबस त हामी अब सानैदेखि एकदमै सिपालु भएको हो. So उठबस गर्नुस् वर्कआउट हुन्छ.
Yeah. उठबस र पुश अप गरे भने पुगिहाल्छ नि. Yeah. There's really no excuse. You really have to dig. Equipment ni chaina ke gym membership, like say you just don't have time to go to the gym and you don't have any gym workout equipment, you can still do it. Body weight like matrai pani you can do enough. So yeah, it's just about finding the way.
Okay, अब चाहिँ हामी let's switch the gears.
Yeah.
है अब चाहिँ एउटा इन्टरेक्टिभ सेक्सन जस्तो छ. अनि यसमा चाहिँ मैले के गरेको छु अब यो सेक्सनको नाम चाहिँ healthy or not.
Okay.
I'll show you the pictures of हाम्रो रेगुलर हामीले डेली खाइराख्ने चिजहरूको म फोटो देखाउँछु अनि लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट इफ इट्स हेल्दी अर नट. अनि यो गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ धेरैजनासँग रिच आउट गरेर उहाँहरूको क्वेसन्सहरू कलेक्ट गरेको छु. अनि क्वेसन चाहिँ अब आई ट्राई टु मैले अलिकति आफ्नै ट्विस्ट दिएको छु क्वेसनमा होइन. जस्तो क्वेसन आयो राइट अवे त्यही क्वेसन चाहिँ हालेको छैन. अलिकति आफ्नै ट्विस्ट दिएको छु अलिकति फनी बनाउनको लागि होइन. सो इच पिक्चर पछि हामी क्वेसन पनि गरौँला होइन. ओके सो फर्स्ट मोमो एन्ड कोक.
Well, Momo's not bad, I know. Like MASU, it's got a lot of protein in it. Generally, unhealthy gurata halindena Momo ma, I know. We know MSG is healthy and fine. Momo ma is the only thing is the wrapper. And a wrapper ma tonne carbohydrate huncha. So bisora Momo have any, but I don't know exactly what the carbohydrate huncha. I just close my eyes. Momo doesn't count. Momo calories don't count for a Nepali person. Like Momo khane din ma ke count garera basirahnu, I know, right? Momo's fine, honestly. It's just in moderation. These are Momo haven't. That's gonna be a lot of carbs, but मैले चाहिँ मोमो खाने दिनमा I'll skip a meal or two.
Okay.
And again, that's fine.
How about Coke?
Coke is very, very unhealthy, right? Regular Coke ma yati धेरै चिनी हुन्छ. Like if you took the part out and you looked at how much sugar there is, it's an insane amount. So I drink Coke Zero whenever I do want to drink a Coke. I don't drink often. I know that Coke खान मन लाग्यो भने drink Coke Zero. I generally recommend making that change. Some people might come at me for saying that because they're going to be like aspartame ko risk. Again, it's a personal decision. I know if you're drinking one Coke and you do that, you like your Coke with Momo and you want to drink a regular Coke, that's fine. You know, yeah, because I'm aware that like aspartame ko pani certain risk haru huna sakcha. From the evidence that I've read, it's really not a big deal. But I generally would suggest switching to Coke Zero simply because you don't need all that. So I say Coke Zero is better.
Okay, good. So Momo and Coke is fine.
Momo and Coke.
Guys.
Yeah, Momo and Coke. You need Momo and Coke.
So अब यसमै related question हैन, does portion control applies to Momo as well?
Not for me. Not for me. Yeah, like I said, Momo खाने दिन भनेर थाहा भएपछि त I will skip my breakfast and lunch and I'll eat Momo.
Okay.
But yeah, I obviously, you know, joking aside, yeah, especially if you have like health condition with diabetes or you know you have health conditions, then you do have to watch out and do everything in moderation. But again, it's one of those things where you just have to do it for your soul and just because you need. I mean, Nepali ho, kaबाट momo cut out गर्न.
Exactly.
So.
अनि अर्को क्वेसन यसमा हैन, can I make exercise more effective by running after Momo truck instead of just jogging?
Yeah, I mean, running is better than jogging. It's actually funny because, you know, another thing that I recommend, but running is a hard thing, right? For a lot of people, like, one really cool thing you can do is called rucking. I know. Why not? Get a backpack and put some weights in the backpack and walk with weight.
Oh.
Or get a weighted vest, Amazon bara. Get like 10, 20 pound weighted vest. And when you go on a walk, put the weighted vest on. Added weight zununsa. That helps with muscle, right? So cardio gardaheri, it gives you a little bit of extra strength training as well. And so walking with a 20 pound weighted vest almost gives you the same like benefit as running without the impact on your joints. Right? So especially if you're older, maybe you start with extra 5 pounds later walk garne. You do that for, you know, a week or two, and then you walk with a 10 pound, walk with a 20 pound, and then eventually you work your way up. So that's another way your alikati strength training pani incorporate garnalai. So yeah, you can always do more, right?
Okay, nice. So अर्को
yeah,
how about this dal bhat tarkari?
Dal bhat, yeah, I think dal bhat tarkari is amazing. You know, like sabai complete huncha, especially that picture you have, like salad boyo, MASU boyo, you know, you get your protein, you get your fibers, you get Amro diet is really good. Like eating dal bhat tarkari every day is a really good healthy option. Tara त्यो portion rice चाहिँ अलिकति inaccurate भयो जस्तो लाग्यो. If you eat that much rice, that's good. You know, generally I say make a fist. That's how much rice you should have on your plate, right? And that's an appropriate amount. So dal bhat tarkari is really, really healthy.
Even MASU BHAT.
Yeah.
बेला पनि यति खान पुग्छ त?
Yeah, अब के भन्नु, I don't practice what I preach. किनभने MASU BHAT देखेपछि, you know, I want that big mountain, and I do. But again, it's okay to have those days, right? 80% of the time, if you're good, you can be bad 20% of the time. MASU BHAT pakai belama, or you know, momo pakai belama, you don't need to sit there and think of all these little things. So
cool. Okay, your question चाहिँ हैन, अब you already said rice is okay. तर यो question चाहिँ यस्तो छ है, why do all health problems starts with you should eat less rice? What did rice ever do to the doctors?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you should eat, yeah, I don't know, you know, rice, it's just that we do so much. Okay, I don't know, I guess I do, you know, but back in the day, you know, that was the cheap food, and you eat a lot of that. I forgot. Asti मेरो family यहाँ आइसकेको थियो, like a couple of months ago, family members आइसकेको थियो, and they would say like, oh, भात कति थोरै खाएको, अलि धेरै टन्न भात खानुपर्छ, अडिलो हुन्छ. And I'm like, no, like MASU अडिलो हुन्छ, you know. MASU is the stuff that gets you keeps you full. I know. If you notice, like you ate iti MASU versus iti BHAT, the MASU will keep you full all day long, but the BHAT won't. एक घन्टा पछि फेरि भोक लाग्न थालिहाल्छ, right? So that's why I don't know. Rice hasn't done it. I love rice. That's the thing, you know. I love rice, but it's just, and it's hard. Rice like kam garna is a very hard thing for a Nepali person, right? But it's one of the most important things we can do, and that's one of the biggest things we have to control is हाम्रो rice को portion. Rice को portion चाहिँ अति नै crazy छ क्या हाम्रो.
त्यही त. अनि does it matter like type of rice पनि matter गर्छ, like parboiled rice,
yeah,
अरू type of rice हुन्छ नि?
Yeah, so generally अब brown rice मा अलि बढी fiber हुन्छ हैन, अनि brown rice को एउटा glycemic index भन्ने हुन्छ, त्यो पनि कम हुन्छ. So brown rice is a little bit better for you. But if you like white rice, like just eat the white rice. You know, you don't have to compromise on every little thing. One thing that's actually pretty interesting is rice lai pakaera fridge ma rakhyo bhane and reheat it. That's actually better for you than fresh rice. Some people don't like basi bhat khanna or what's, but that's actually better because the starch, alikati resistant starch huncha, and that helps your body process it a little better. So, yeah.
So एउटा कुरा रियलाइज भयो क्या, यो पडकास्ट हेरेपछि त होइन सबैजना रनिनकैमा जाने भन्ने प्रिफर गर्नुहुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो. कुल डक्टर पायो हामीहरूले भनेर होइन. हिज सेइङ लाइक जे पनि खानुहुन्छ, जे पनि खानुहुन्छ.
Yeah, no,
especially rice, होइन.
Yeah, I agree, and that's how I am with all my patients. Is I think like my patients get alarmed. They're like, "Oh, you're not telling me just completely cut this out?" I'm like, "Of course not, because I want you to be successful." You know, that's one of the biggest things is. I hate that हाम्रो अब PCP को appointment जाँदाखेरि you feel like you only have 20 minutes and the doctor's saying don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this. Like, I'm not here to scold you. I'm here to help you make better lifestyle choices. You know, we are a team. Like, I'm trying to make things better, and we do that slowly. We don't do it all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm not gonna ever say don't eat rice. I'm not gonna ever say don't eat Coke. I'm not gonna ever say like don't eat MOMO, right? I will tell you, and I will work with you on controlling things in a way that's sustainable, like for the future, and not just like ek mahina ko lagi we're gonna be really good, and then you fall off the train. That's not what I want to do with my patients. I want you to be successful long term. So yeah.
Cool. All right, next picture, eh? मैले लोगो चाहिँ हटाइदिएको.
Yeah.
तर this is probably the best snack भनौँ न होइन. अब रोड ट्रिपमा गएको बेला जहाँ पनि what you eat is McDonald's, easy, right?
Yeah.
अनि fries like adult को लागि पनि kids को लागि पनि this is the favorite food.
Yeah.
So how healthy is it?
It's extremely unhealthy. Yeah, I mean, this is a hard, conversation about when we talk about fast food. I know McDonald's, Wendy's, especially like you say on a road trip. I know these foods are really, really bad for you, right? It's extreme. There's a reason it costs $1 to make, to eat all these foods. The ingredients list is this long. You're using, oil that's saturated fat. The salt content is way too high. It is a very unhealthy food. Am I going to tell you you can never eat McDonald's ever again? No, obviously not, but again, let's try to make small changes, right? Get the small fries and share it as a family instead of getting a large fry, right? Eat just a little bit less. Stop eating, the really bad fast foods, because there's tiers in fast food too. Like, you can get the really fried option, or you can get the grilled option. You can go to McDonald's, or you can go to Chick-fil-A, which is just a little bit healthier, but you always have to look at the quality of food. So like a road trip, Viva and I won't stop at McDonald's and stuff like that, but we'll look for a Chipotle. I know it's still good, but it's healthier food, whole food, and you can kind of control those things. So you don't have to give up eating out. You just have to be more mindful. So like the French fries, just cut down on it. Maybe instead of you have 2 kids, you're a family of 4, let's say. Don't get 4 orders of fries. Yeah. Get a large and share it with everyone, or get a small and share it with everyone. But it's important to kind of watch those things.
Sure. And the question related to this is, does fries count as a vegetable?
No, I'm not going to give it that. You've done too much to it. It's no longer a vegetable.
अनि मैले यो क्वेसन बनाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ होइन टाइप गर्दा भनौँ न क्वेसन धेरैतिरबाट आएको थियो होइन तर टाइप गर्दा चाहिँ माई किड वाज राइट देयर क्या
Yeah.
अनि सी वाज रिडिङ अल दिस क्वेसन एन्ड सी वाज एन्सरिङ अल सी वेन सी saw this picture she was like but Baba potato is a vegetable right
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Okay, so let's move on to next one. Chia and samosa, one of the most popular Nepali food.
Yeah, that's tough. If you eat chia and samosa every day, I'm gonna tell you to stop doing that, right? Because generally the snack pani huncha, right? So you're just having the snack. Chia ma tonne chini hola, I know. Ani samosa pura deep fried, ani it's just it's not healthy. Samosa ma okay, so I'm not gonna say stop eating it, but I say एउटा healthy change गर्न मन छ भने take your samosa and bake it or air fry it हैन like त्यो Indian store मा हाम्रो त्यो पाउँछ कार्टनमा स्वादको samosa we'll bake that or fry it हैन but again every day it's probably not a good idea but if you're going to do it don't deep fry it चिया मा पनि चिनी हैन if you do like 1.5 huge spoons of chini cut it down slowly हैन instead of doing 1.5 do 1 and then do just a little bit less चिया मिठो हुन्छ चिनी कम गऱ्यो भने पनि मिठो हुन्छ एन्ड फर मी आई लभ एकदमै गुलियो चिया के मलाई जहिले पनि गुलियो चिया मनपर्ने एन्ड रिसेन्टली इन द लास्ट लाइक 6 months मैले चिनी चाहिँ अलिक कम गर्दै 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 गएको छु देयर वाज अ ब्रिफ पिरियड वेयर आई डिड नो चिनी मेरो ग्रान्डमा आइसकेको थियो अनि डायबिटिज छ चिनी खाइसिन्न अनि हि वाज फाइन लाइक अलिकति युज टु हुन टाइम लाग्छ तर लाइक खान थालेपछि चिया इज गुड अन इट्स ओन but again मैले भने हैन कि चिनी खानु हुँदैन भनेर भने हैन तर just try to make small changes in multiple different areas of your life and that will help.
मलाई पनि चिया चाहिँ गुलियै चाहिन्छ म धेरै गुलियो खाँदिनँ हैन म त स्विट्सहरू त्यस्तो जस्तो म किन हैन अपिलिङै लाग्दैन गुलियो हैन तर चिया इज द थिङ अब चिया पनि मैले धेरै नै कट गरिसकेको थिएँ मलाई त्यो अलिकति इस्यु आएर हैन एसिड रिफ्लक्सको इस्यु आएर तर अहिले चाहिँ अलिकति चिया खान थालेको छ तर चिया खाएपछि चाहिँ आई वान्ट इट गुलियो चिया क्या सुगरको अल्टरनेटिभ केही हुन्छ गुलियो सो द्याट यु मेन्टेन योर गुलियो एन्ड देन चिनीको त्यो नराम्रो इफेक्ट पनि नहोस्
हुन्छ द थिङ इज मैले चियामा लेट्स युज अल्टरनेटिभ सुगर भनेपछि फेरि टेस्टमा इम्प्याक्ट हुन्छ क्या सो अब हाम्रो जुन चियाको त्यो टिपिकल टेस्ट हुन्छ त्यो टेबल सुगरबाट मात्रै आउँछ सो if you are not enjoying the flavor then you're not going to want to do it हैन तर monk fruit extract is a good natural like sugar replacement हैन so you can try that अब stevia हरू पनि हुन्छ हैन you can try that as well sugar alternate तर most people मैले notice गरे you don't it just doesn't taste as the Splenda त्यो stevia and the monk fruit it just not the typical taste नभएपछि
नेपाली टेस्ट
त्यो खानै मन लाग्दैन कि
सो यही टपिकमा अब यो चिया र समोसाको लागि क्वेसन चाहिँ इज सुगर इन चिया अनहेल्दी अनि कम अन म्यान चिया इज कल्चरल इट्स नट अनहेल्दी
yeah I know cultural whole but again chia ma chini चाहिँ I just put put the chia and get it just put the chini in your chia like it is okay just cut it out somewhere else or just cut down the amount but yes we need chia I'm not telling anyone that you should stop drinking chia obviously अब health concerns are reflux is the bad boy okay you can't drink it without problems then you're gonna have to cut it out but if you don't have diabetes and you're a healthy person you do not need to stop the chini but it's just maybe cut it down a little bit I know
okay next one sweets नेपाली स्विट्स है नेपाली इन्डियन स्विट्स भनौँ न कस्तो अपिलिङ हुन्छ
oh my gosh
म त गुलियो धेरै खाँदिनँ अघि पनि भने मैले हैन रसमलाई चाहिँ म रेजिस्ट गर्नै सक्दिनँ रसमलाई चाहिँ आई निड टु इट
I know same
so how bad is sweets
it's pretty bad I feel like I'm just the bad news bearer here today I mean it's horrible sweets it's so much sugar and it's fried and it's again moderation like rasmalai I'm I would get, some hate mail if I said sweets खानु पाइँदैन. But again, like if you're doing it once every week or once every couple weeks, then it's not a big deal. Just, don't feel guilty about it. Like गयो पार्टीमा गयो र दुईटा रसमलाई खायो. You don't need to sit there and feel guilty about it the next day. Just go back to your regular routine and it'll be fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah. स्विट चाहिँ अब रसमलाई त भनिहालेँ. हाम्रो नेपालीमा चाहिँ जेपिटी भन्छ होइन, जेरी पुरी तरकारी है. जेरी पुरी तरकारी खानु पनि मजा आउँछ. जेरी स्वारी हलुवा होइन. ओ म्यान, त्यो चाहिँ रेजिस्ट गर्न सक्दैन.
गाह्रो छ.
अनि क्वेसन रिलेटेड टु दिस है, डक्टर, इफ आई इट स्विट्स एभ्री डे बट क्लोज माई आइज वाइल इटिङ देम, डु द क्यालोरिज स्टिल काउन्ट? आँखा चिम्मो गरेर स्विट्स खाइदियो भने के हुन्छ अरे?
Unfortunately, yes, they do.
Roxy and smoke.
Yeah, the dreaded conversation. I mean, this is not breaking news, right? It's not good for you. They're both horrible for you. I know smoking causes so many different diseases, increases your risk of so many different cancers, blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes. It's absolutely terrible for you, but it's hard. I know if you're a daily smoker, it's really hard to quit. I know you try different medications and you fail and you get back on it. So it's a really hard thing to do. So, but everyone knows it's bad, but again, it's a slow process. I know आजको भोलि नै छोड्न मिल्दैन, but you should think about it. The first step is always just thinking about it, right? Like the question I ask when I have a patient that smokes daily or a pack a day smoker, right? First thing I ask is like, do you think you're ready to think about quitting, right? That's the first step, is to just think about it, right? Are you even ready to quit? You may not be. Then, you have to keep thinking about it. Once you have the motivation to say, you know what, I think I'm ready, that's when you can start making action plans and start changing. Everyone's aware it's bad, Roxy पनि same हो. Like I know generally guidelines on, so like men should not have more than 2 drinks a day and women should not have more than 1 drink a day, but you should not be drinking every day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like you cannot drink every day. But if you drink, social drinker, whatever, you can't tell people not to do that either. But again, common theme, I know, everything in moderation, right? Going out and binge drinking 10, 15 drinks every weekend is also not good for you. But sometimes you have those moments and you have those times, and some of your best memories come from those days. So like,
it's okay to have fun.
It's okay. Yeah. You have to have fun, because if you don't do that, then it'll be worse for your health if you don't do that every once in a while. So do it.
So you would say when we were talking about this podcast, अनि के क्वेसन गर्ने भनेर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो ठ्याक्क आएको थियो क्या. Roxy gives blissful experience, thereby reduces stress and increases sleep hours, which is essential for mental health, and Roxy is very good for digestion.
Yeah.
How do I explain to Bikram Dai? This came from Bikram Dai.
Okay.
That Roxy is not actually a medicine.
Yeah. Well, that's actually really funny. Well, it does not actually reduce stress. It actually causes more stress on your body, right? Heart rate variability makes a huge difference. Actually, so I wear this Aura ring, I know. And your ring calculate like how good my sleep was, how my heart rate is, all those things. When I have a night where I've drank even 1 drink, morning ko numbers drastic difference from a night that I haven't drank, right? So drinking has a huge impact on the body's stress, right? The way it processes toxins and all that. It does not increase sleep hours. So you may, like Roxy but actually you're getting less sleep than a normal night when you get drunk and you fall asleep, because the quality of your sleep goes down. So the deep sleep, the sleep that actually heals you, you get way less of that sleep. So that's why when you drink and you sleep, you feel horrible the next day. That's because you really haven't slept, right? You have really bad quality sleep. So no, it's not good sleep quality either.
How about in digestion?
It's really bad for your digestion as well. You're right. Yeah, because destroys your gut bacteria. I know. So it's actually really bad for digestion as well. So no, it's not a good medicine. It's medicine for your soul maybe, but not for your body.
All right. Sweating while watching a horror movie, does that count as a cardio?
No, unfortunately not. But I will say this, if you are sitting on the couch and watching a TV show or watching something on YouTube or something, you can get up and do some steps in place or do like some jumping jack. I know it sounds ridiculous, I know, but maybe you don't have to do that, but I'm just saying, you know, there's always something you can do to add more movement.
यो अर्को क्वेसन चाहिँ हैन, यो चाहिँ सबैमा लागु हुन्छ होला के, यो चाहिँ हरेक हाउसहोल्डमा हैन. Is there an explanation for why every Nepali auntie is a certified health expert without a degree?
I know, right? It's so funny. हाम्रो कम्युनिटीमा के मिसकन्सेप्सनहरु निस्किरा हुन्छ है. राति केरा खानु हुँदैन हैन, के हुन्छ हाम्रो रुल्सहरु. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure धेरै कुरा त it's rooted in something good, but that's one of the hardest things. Is like for me, like मेरो family के भने तँलाई के थाहा छ? You know, like, it's like yeah.
जे भए पनि like no matter what happens, Citamol.
Yeah.
Citamol नेपालमा Citamol एकदमै पपुलर थियो हैन. अब यहाँ त Tylenol, Advil भन्नु हैन. जे प्रब्लम आए पनि हैन, Citamol खा ठिक हुन्छ भन्ने हैन.
त्यही हो. That's another thing that हाम्रो कम्युनिटीमा obviously you have to be careful किनभने सबैजना एक्सपर्ट छ हैन. Like every auntie has done her research. Aunties, uncles, everyone's done their research हैन. अब फेसबुकमा के हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ म पोस्ट देखिरहेको हुन्छु, बिहान उठेर कागती पानी खायो भने के पुरा वेट लस हुन्छ अरे, 50 पाउन्ड वेट लस हुन्छ अरे बिहान कागती पानी खायो भने हैन. त्यस्तो कुराहरू अब सोशल मिडियामा आजकल there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation हैन. यही MSG को कुरा भयो, आर्टिफिशियल सुगरको कुरा भयो, सबै कुरामा अब सीड ओइलको अहिले एकदम ठुलो कुरा भइरहेछ हैन. र मिल्क भनेर एउटा ठुलो क्रेज छ हैन. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that is plain wrong, you know, and there's a lot of like beliefs, सानोदेखिको beliefs or auntie-हरुको beliefs that are wrong, that are ingrained mind-मा ingrained भएको कुराहरु हैन. त्यो कुराहरु चेन्ज गर्न एकदम गाह्रो छ हैन. But you have to be careful, like when you ask people for advice and who you listen to, you have to be careful. So anything that you have doubts about, you know, talk to a professional, you know. Even online lookup गर्दाखेरि पनि you have to be careful because like कुनै न कुनै वेबसाइटले will give you the answer you're looking for, even if it's wrong. हैन, you'll find the answer you're looking for. If you really like, I'm sure if I was like, oh, benefits of alcohol भनेर मैले खोजे भने there will be a website that says, oh, this is helpful for you. But clearly we know, like scientifically, if you look at the good evidence, it's not. So yeah, just to be careful, you know. It's your life, it should be in your hands. It's hard to when you listen to random aunties and uncles.
यो क्वेसन चाहिँ कसले पठाउनु भएको चाहिँ थाहा भएन, तर yeah, this is a really good question. If you had to recommend one food everyone should eat daily, what would it be?
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna cheat here and not do a single food because you're gonna get bored. Same kura sandai khayo भने you're gonna get bored. So I'm gonna say the most important thing, if you had to add it to your diet, would be fiber. You know, so every day you have to eat some fiber. Our goal, like we said, is 30 grams. Didn't go 30 grams kind of bar, but just add something with fiber to your meals. Every meal if you can, but every day you should. So I would say things like nuts. I know, mixed nuts, walnuts, almonds, cashews, very healthy. I know, add those every day. Fermented foods is another one. So yogurt, bio, I know, kimchi, bio. Those things are really, really good for your gut bacteria. I know. So fiber brilliance actually. Fermented food ma like kimchi or khai. So fermented foods, high fiber foods, and food with antioxidants. So berries, right? Raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, they're superfoods. I know. Yeah.
One unhealthy food you think people should absolutely avoid?
I'm not going to say absolutely because there might be someone who really, really loves it and you can just do it in moderation. But honestly, I would say fast food. really cutting out fast food is the way to go. Like these places, like typical drive-through fast food chains, are just not good for you at all. Find a home alternate, find another healthier option, but cut out the fast food. And I'm going to add to that, cut out the high sugar drinks. Like if you're going to go to Starbucks, like really, if you're getting that big frappuccino, that has like hundreds of grams of sugar. So cut out the extra added sugar. So there, that's my answer.
Okay.
Cut out added sugar.
Added
if you had
sugar.
to avoid one unhealthy food.
No, हामी अघि कुरा गर्दाखेरि we were talking about some group sessions that will help our community. हैन अब हामीले हेल्दी रुटिनको बारेमा कुरा गर्यौं, एक्सरसाइजको बारेमा कुरा गर्यौं, तर एज अ कम्युनिटी हामी कसरी चाहिँ यो हामी कम्बाइन्डली गर्न सक्छौं? डु यु हेभ एनी आइडियाज अबाउट दैट?
Yeah, I think, generally यस्तो चेन्जहरु गर्नको लागि it's always easier when the whole community is participating, हैन? Like this is something कति धेरै हुन्छ, हैन? When you make a healthy lifestyle change, हैन? And you go to a party or something and everyone's like, के नखाएको खाइदियो भोलिदेखि सुरु गर्न मिल्छ. But if everyone is on board and everyone knows and is aware of those things and everyone has made those changes, easier हुन्छ, हैन? So that's a huge important thing. Community ma सबैजनाले, if they know the risks and benefits of good habits, then it makes it easier. So I do think like community events or it would help a lot. Exercise ko kurama, we could have some sort of exercise class where we learn body weight exercise kasari garne without any equipment. So that would be something good for the community, right? Maybe you have an event where you take a couple people and you go to the grocery store and you just look at stuff. And we say, hey, how's this food? How's that food? We just do a comparison. I also think it's important, like kids are like pani sigaunu paryo yo kura, because how they grow up and the way they grow up has a huge impact on their diet choices moving forward. And so if you teach your kids, hey, यसरी हो nutrition label पढ्ने, हैन? Here are the common things that we eat. Here's how you should know about these things. I think it's important. Like sanedehi, when you build those habits, then you don't carry over bad habits as an adult. So I think community education is important, and you just have to make it fun. You know? Like you said, maybe you go on a hike and you talk about one topic while you do the hike.
Yeah.
So I think this would be really helpful for our community, and just a place for people to ask questions. I know, like there's so many questions that people are probably thinking about when even listening to this podcast. They're like, oh, but what about this? Yeah. And just having that outlet in the community to, ask those questions, and not on the internet where right? So just having a reputable source of information is really important. So I think community ko lagi we have to do more.
Sure.
We have to do more.
Yeah, and हाम्रो यो social club batai we can organize some events like this. We can talk to our local Nepali organization here, हैन? हामीले नै initiative लिएर, हैन?
I agree.
We can just do it. In fact, like I will do it really soon, हैन?
Yeah, but I'm like, always this is our community, and we want everyone to be healthy and everyone to getting older. We don't want people to be burdened by chronic disease and all these things. So yeah, community that's one of the main, we have such a good community. I know we have such a huge community of people, and we could really do some big things. So
okay, अहिलेसम्म हेरिराख्नु भएको छ भने, हैन, इन्फो वाच आउट गरिराख्नुस्, हैन? देयर विल बी समथिङ कमिङ आउट प्रिटी सुन. जस्ट हैन भेटघाट गर्ने, वक गर्ने, हैन, विल इन्भाइट डक्टर्स, हैन, टु द हाइक, एन्ड देन यु क्यान आस्क योर क्वेसन्स. प्राइभेटमा सोधे पनि हुन्छ, हैन? गर्दा गर्दै सोधे पनि हुन्छ, हैन? इट्स मोटिभ भनेको जस्ट आफ्नो कम्युनिटीलाई हेल्दियर बनाउने हो.
I agree. Yeah. That's my biggest aim, is if I can help one person be a little bit better, then I've succeeded. So, and again, like anything we discussed today, and if you have a question or anything, my social media, I don't mind answering a question for you. Obviously, I'm not going to give you medical advice on social media, but if you have a general question about certain things, I don't mind answering those questions. Anytime, really.
Cool. Yeah, एकदमै रमाइलो गफ भयो
है?
आज होइन एकदमै इन्साइटफुल कुरा गरियो सबैको लाइफमा इफेक्ट हुने कुरा अनि यो हेरेर चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले अलिकति पनि आफ्नो लाइफस्टाइलमा चेन्ज गर्नुहुन्छ यो अहिले गरेको कुराहरू चाहिँ अप्लाई गर्नुहुन्छ भन्ने आशा गरेको छौँ सो आजको हाम्रो पडकास्टको सेसन चाहिँ यसरी नै एन्ड गरौँ न त है
हुन्छ
So, Dr. Ronin, it was our pleasure that you
thank
came
you.
here. Our invitation like स्वीकारेर आउनु भयो.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a good time as always. Yeah.
Anything to our viewers?
No, go drink a cup of tea. Yeah, you deserve it.
All right, ल यति भन्दै आजको यो एपिसोड चाहिँ हामी यही एन्ड गर्छौँ. क्यामेरामा सर्वर कसजु अनि साउन्डमा विक्रम श्रेष्ठ म विजय ढुङ्गेल अहिलेको लागि बाई एन्ड डाक्टर रोनिन थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच
Yeah, of course, anytime.
All right. Bye-bye.